And good morning, everyone. From Conkler Field on the campus of Oakland City University, it's college baseball. It's the regular season finale today as Oakland City University, with a record of 37-11, they're 20-6 in the River State Conference, will take on Kentucky Christian. Kentucky Christian coming in with a 22-21 mark. They are 11-15 in conference. I'm Walt Ferber, David Host, producer, director extraordinaire. With us is we're back for our final broadcast of the year, and we do before every Oakland City University baseball game. We have a chat with Andy Lasher, the coach of OCU, and here is that conversation.
Andy, it is always a pleasure. And it's hard to believe it's our final regular season broadcast. I'm going to see you in Chillicothe, but not here at Conkler. I want you to just take a little bit of time to step back and what you've done for this program here at Oakland City University. Now, T-Ray did an outstanding job. There's no doubt about that. But you have elevated this program, and it means something to have that Oakland City in front of Jersey. Right now, we're going into our final game of the season. We have only lost 3 games all season long here at Conkler. We have a chance on the last day to end up with the possibility of the regular season River State Conference title for the second year. And it's a great season at home, a great season away, and you did this with replacing a whole lot of parts. So I hope you can kind of sit back a little bit with what's been accomplished with these great bunch of young men and what exactly we have done up to this point this year.
Yeah, it's certainly an accomplishment, but I'm trying to keep myself and keep everyone else from reflecting too much now.
That's why you have that's why you have dumb media people like me to do that.
We can look back once the season's over. I'm not wanting to look back right now, though, but appreciate the kind words.
Kentucky Christian today, we've taken the first 2 here. I tell you what, I'm impressed by them and the improvement that they have made in that program. And it's important for us today, obviously, but this is really important for them.
Well, it's important for us for sure. I think they're looking at this point. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they are, but regardless, we don't care who's in the other dugout. We just got to make sure we take care of our business in our dugout.
Okay. What do you look to get accomplished today? I know Mr. Obvious here is you want to win as many games as you can. So we want to get the W. But you got that, and you're also prepping for Chillicothe. And that's just as I am. I'm prepping for Chillicothe too. What do you look to get accomplished today, and what do you want to have? We hit the interstate to head to play at the home of the Chillicothe Paints.
Hopefully we're still riding a winning streak. That would mean we won today. And in short order, hopefully we get through this game without any issues with the weather. I know there's a chance of rain here and there, but we can't really control that. So we're just to answer that question, hopefully we're still in a winning streak when we get to Chillicothe.
That is something. And you never know. I want to thank you. You're one of them. Thank you for all the way to Boys Scout Father's Day. And I contacted you when you took this position, and it made me very happy you did. I didn't think I was going to end up here, too. But it has, and it's been certainly a very, very good thing. And you truly are one of the great things about this university, my friend. And you are a very self-assuming young man and not ever wanting to blow your own horn. But what you've done here and everywhere you've gone has been pretty incredible.
Appreciate it. It's nice to hear that.
It has been great. Let's go out and get it today. A media it's going to be
That is Andy Lasher, the head coach of Oakland City University, as it is going to be Reinhardt on the bump for Oakland City University today. Reed Reinhardt has a record of 2-1 with a 2.63 ERA. 12th appearance, 5th start, 27 in the third innings, 23 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned runs, struck out 18, walked 16, 4 doubles, no triples, no home runs, a 225 batting average against, 3 wild pitches, and 2 hit batters. Reinhardt, the pitcher for Oakland City University, as he is a redshirt freshman out of Henderson, Kentucky. As you see, Oakland City in the baby blues today, as Kentucky Christian in the black uniforms with the red numerals, white trim, and gray trousers. The batting lineup for the Knights looks like this. Leading off will be the left fielder, Ty Scott. Hitting second, the right fielder, Christian Garena. Hitting third and in center field, it's Harrison Simpson. And in the cleanup spot, Eric Odell, who's at first base. Then it's Jaron McLaughlin, the third baseman, Josh Wright, who is catching. Austin Markwell at second base, and Chris Garcia is the shortstop. And we're going to start this puppy, it looks like, at exactly 1 o'clock Eastern and noon Central Daylight Time. As Ty Scott will step in, the first pitch is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss. 283 the team batting average for Kentucky Christian. Ty Scott going at 264. 32 hits, 121 at bats, 34 runs scored, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. That is a strike, and it takes it to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. And that is all for Mr. Scott. He swings and misses. Very efficient first batter faced by Reinhardt. As Garena will step in now, he is the right fielder. He's hitting at 265. 27 hits, 102 at bats, 19 runs scored, 3 homers, 23 runs batted in. And that is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Christian Garena, redshirt sophomore from LaBelle, Florida. And it's now 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Walt Ferber, producer, director David Host. We've done this once or twice this year. Our final time for this calendar year is that's going to be flipped to first base. And Winston Reed, the first baseman, will take that. Now is recorded 1-3. So 2 up, 2 gone. And the Kentucky Christian first inning. Harrison Simpson, the center fielder, steps up. He's at 313. 31 hits, 99 at bats, 33 runs scored, 7 homers, and 25 runs batted in. Just misses outside as the day begins. IU Southeast leads the River States Conference with a 19-5 mark. Strike on the inside corner. Oakland City University 1 game back at 20-6. So if they win today and to get the sweep, that's a check swing and that's a strike. 1-2. Kokomo will be playing IU Southeast tomorrow and Sunday. And if IU Kokomo, if Oakland City wins today, and if IU Kokomo, and that's a big if because the Grenadiers are very, very good. Oakland City could still end up the regular season River State Conference champions. They're looking at a worst-case 2 seed right now. Low and outside, that's ball 4, the first base runner for the Knights in the contest.
Walk brings up designated hitter number 27, Caleb Atafua.
The DH comes up now. Atafua. And that is fouled off. Atafua at the plate was the DH yesterday. 300 is batting average, 5 homers and 24 runs batted in. That's foul.
I think it's 3 complete rotations, how long that takes.
Stretched by Reinhardt to the pitch. Curveball is outside. Atafua, a sophomore out of Long Beach, California. Runner goes to second and is in there. So Simpson steals the base. A runner in scoring position. Here's the stretch. Simpson takes his lead from second base. That is to Gonzalez at second. He'll fire to first. I think it's actually touched by Reinhardt, too. That's a 1-4-3 out. And Atafua is gone, and that's all for Kentucky Christian in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. You are watching Oakland City University Baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill at Uptown Huntingburg, GoMightyOaks.com, and the Go Mighty Oaks YouTube channel.
The National Christian College Athletic Association is dedicated to keeping Christ at the center of intercollegiate athletics, empowering student athletes and coaches to make a meaningful impact for Christ. Our member schools embody the love of Christ through our game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. With 23 national championship events, we serve 88 member schools across the United States and Canada. The NCCAA, where ring chasing and king chasing converge.
Back at Conkler, as the Oaks come up for the first time, the pitcher Andrew Combs for Kentucky Christian, 5-2 with a 3.93 ERA. 11th appearance, ninth start, 50 in the third innings, 31 hits, 28 runs, 22 earned. Struck out 45, walked 34, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 5 homers. 154 at bats, a batting average against him only .201, with 4 wild pitches and 11 hit batters. Simon Gaines out of Orleans, Indiana, steps in. He had a walk-off home run in Game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday, as that made it a run rule 8-inning, 12-1 win, a 2-run homer in the bottom half of the 8th. And that is just going to miss. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Simon Gaines, 324, 55 hits, 170 at bats, 43 runs scored, 7 homers, and 35 runs batted in. That is a strike. Slugging percentage of 500, 29 walks, 5 hit batters. 5 times he's been hit. Struck out 19 times. That's a little outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Marcus Arocho on deck. Just getting a piece of that foul tip strike. And it's full count now to the shortstop Gaines. That's up the middle. That's going to get into right center field for a base hit, the first base hit of the ball game for the Mighty Oaks. 1 on, nobody out. Marcus Arocho, junior out of Arecibo, Puerto Rico, steps in. 302 with 6 homers, 43 runs batted in, 54 hits, 179 at bats, 37 runs scored. Swing and a miss on 1 inside. No balls and 1 strike. Glad you're along with us. That's high. Actually, David, my producer director, did a little checking. I had it at 121. David had it as over 130. Throw back over to first base. That's a lot of broadcasting. You know what? I will tell you, every single one of them has been fun. It's been a great, great year. Inside, fastball misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Oakland City a stupendous 21-3 here at Conklin. Curveball is hit into right field, and that's curving foul. And it is a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Simon Gaines is at first base for the Mighty Oaks. 6 of 7. Simon in stolen bases. The Oaks 61 of 71. Throw back over to first base, and Gaines is back. That crucial series with Indiana University Southeast and IU Kokomo starts tomorrow. I know a lot of Oakland City fans are going to be looking at that very close. Fouled out of play. 2-2. I want to wish my buddy Colin Dixon good luck, and the ladies team also. They're at Wesselman as we speak with the Rivers State Conference tennis tournament, as Oakland City is actually the host for that event. Snap throw back. It's into left field, and trotting into second base is going to be Gaines, and wait for confirmation, but I guess that's an error on the catcher. Manute Bowl would not have got that one. So Gaines at second base. First error of the ball game for the Knights. That just misses outside, and it's ball 4. So Arocho with a walk. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Jake Winsenreed stepping in next for Oakland City University. Jake at 321, 54 hits, 168 at bats, 47 runs scored, 5 homers, and 23 runs batted in. One of the seniors honored yesterday, and that's a strike on the inside corner to Winsenreed. Did a great job at first base. A senior from McCordsville, Indiana. Oh, 1 pitch, swung and missed at the high cheese there, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. It's drilled foul. I'm presuming that's a spot I don't see well. I'm presuming that's Andy there. Andy Lasher still got pretty good movement. He got out of the way of that. 0-2 to Winsenreed. That's a call, 3rd strike. First strikeout of the ball game for Andrew Combs. Nasbergen has now got the single season record for number of home runs. He hit his 16th yesterday in game 1 on senior day. He's something else. That's outside. I'm guessing that Nas will, 1, not see a fastball, and 2, certainly not see a fastball in the hitting zone over the plate. That's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5 home runs for the Oaks in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday, including a walk-off of the bottom of the 8th by Simon Gaines. And that's going to be a fielder's choice. As out going to second base is Arocho. Gaines goes to third. Nasbergen is on at first as Correa, the right fielder, will step in. Correa's got a little pop in his bat, too. 338, 49 hits, 145 at bats, 45 runs scored, 7 homers, and 42 runs batted in. Hit to the first baseman. He lost it. And it's an error on the first baseman. And it's 1-0. As scoring from third base is Gaines. That's got to be one of the worst feelings in baseball, as Odell looked down and did not see the ball. Hamilton steps up now. You got Nasbergen at second, Correa, who reached on an air on at first, and Oliver Hamilton, a 268 hitter from right here in Oakland City. An off-speed pitch. It's for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Five homers, 27 runs batted in for Hamilton. Dickey Gonzalez on deck. A run here in the home half of the first, an unearned run. as that is hit into shallow left field. And the left fielder, Ty Scott, comes in. Good communications there. And that's the end of the inning. So the Oaks pick up an unearned run in the first inning as we have played one inning with the score Oakland City University 1, Kentucky Christian nothing. You're watching Oakland City University baseball brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza Grill in Uptown Huntingburg. We're going to have a Raider Wednesday coming up on Monday, May 11th, with Gene Mattingly and the baseball team. You're watching Oakland City University baseball on GoMightyOaks.com and the Go Mighty Oaks. Back at Conkler, going to inning number 2. It's 1-0 Oakland City. Reinhardt, 1 inning, 19 pitches, no hits, no runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 4 batters faced as he is back on the bump.
First baseman, number 42,
Eric Odell steps in. .267, 31 hits, 116 at bats, 22 runs scored, 4 homers, 27 runs batted in. Orocho to first, safe. He beats it out. So a leadoff runner on for Kentucky Christian in the top half of the second. A bang play at first base. I always give those guys the benefit of the doubt because my eyes have seen a couple of eye surgeries and David can't see through the lumber. That's right. Which means his eyes are probably still better than mine. They are conversing on that. They called him out. I honestly thought he was. So it's 5-3 on the out, as it is good that they got together and made the call, changed the call. Jerry McLaughlin, the third baseman, now up. Second leading hitter for the Knights at .358. 43 hits, 120 at bats, 36 runs scored. A homer and 24 runs batted in. And that is hit deep. And it's 1-1. A solo home run by McLaughlin. Not known for his power, but man, he smacked the stuffings out of that. That's his second home run of the year. And 25th RBI, and we're tied at 1 apiece. So, nobody on, 1 down in a tie ball game. Catcher Josh Wright steps in. .275. 14 hits, 52 at bats, 6 runs scored, 2 homers, 12 runs batted in. And that is a ball. Low and outside on that one. 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Reinhardt. That's hit down the first base line. And that's called foul. Went foul right before it hit the bag. 2 balls and 1 strike. I have made 2 very good friends. Brand new. I have a couple of pet flies that I'm probably going to take back to DuBois County today. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. That is hit into shallow right field. And it's actually going to get to right field as Gonzalez, the second baseman, will take that one, and there's 2 gone. So 2 gone in the second inning. As the second baseman, Markwell, will come to the plate. Austin Markwell at .231. 6 hits, 26 at bats, 5 runs scored, no homers, and 4 runs batted in. And that's going to just miss a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Markwell, a senior from Versailles, Kentucky. That is hit in the air, and that's going to be out number 3. But a solo home run in the second inning by McLaughlin ties the ball game up. We played 1.5 at Conkler with the score Oakland City University 1 and Kentucky Christian 1. You're watching Oakland City University baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill in Uptown Huntingburg. GoMightyOaks.com. And left. We're back. 1-1 the score after that solo home run by McLaughlin. It is 7, 8, and 9 for Oakland City here in the home half of the second. Dickie Gonzalez, the second baseman, Charlie Hoffman, the DH, and Bryce Humphrey, the left fielder. Combs an inning, 23 pitches, 1 hit, 1 run, not an earned run, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 6 batters faced. Misses outside, 1 ball, and no strikes. Dickie Gonzalez at .269, 39 hits, 145 at bats, 8 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Almost hit him. Two balls and no strikes, the count now to Dickie Gonzalez. One of the 13 seniors we honored yesterday out of Toa Baja, Puerto Rico. 3 balls and no strikes, the count. Line to 3-0. Strike on the inside corner. It's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wind and the pitch. That's ball 4. So, leadoff base runner for the second consecutive inning for the Mighty Oaks. Second walk in the ball game for Andrew Combs. Hoffman, the DH, he had one of the 5 homers in game 1 yesterday. He started the scoring off for the Oaks in the bottom half of the third. He's up here in the home half of the second. That's going to be the second error of the ball game that allows Gonzalez to go to second base. And Josh Wright, the catcher, that's the second one he's kind of airmailed. So the leading run in scoring position with nobody out, home half of inning number 2. That's high. That's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bryce Humphrey on deck for the Mighty Oaks. We get to the bottom of the order. They hit, I mean, there is no weak spot in this Mighty Oaks batting order. That's outside. You've got Dickie Gonzalez, who's at the plate now at 269 in the 7th spot. Charlie Hoffman in the 8th spot, leading the team at 380. And Bryce Humphrey hitting in the 9th spot, hitting at 352. When you got a 380 in the 8th spot and a 352 in the 9 hole, that's not too shabby. Dickey's at second base after the walk and the error by the catcher. That's a strike on the outside corner. 3-1, and a wide one would put him at first and second. That is ball 4. And back-to-back walks here in inning number 2. Third walk of the ball game for Andrew Combs, and Bryce Humphrey, the left fielder, steps up. Bryce at 352, 25 hits, 71 at bats, 28 runs scored, 3 homers, and 24 runs batted in. Slugging percentage of .521, has walked 23 times and been hit 6 rather. And has struck out only 14 times. The stretch by Combs and squaring around the bunt is Humphrey, and it ain't bad bunt. Has to throw to first, and they do get the runner at first base, so you got to give Wright credit for that, a really good quick throw there as the sacrifice works, as that's first out of the inning, but Gonzalez goes to third base, and going to second base is Charlie Hoffman. Back up to the top of the order, it's Simon Gaines, who has scored Oakland City's only run, as he got a base hit, went to second on an error on the catcher, and ended up scoring when Eric Correa reached on an error. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch dropped off the table. It's no balls and 1 strike. Simon at 324, 7 homers, 35 runs batted in. Low and outside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The River States Conference Tournament commences 6 days from now, next Thursday in Chillicothe. That is inside, and I do want to thank the league for having me in Chillicothe to broadcast all 11 of the games. And they've done something I think is really pretty cool this year for the River States Conference Tournament. They have knocked the paywall down. That's outside. So you can watch the River State Conference Baseball Tournament absolutely free on the River State Conference Network. 3-1 the count to Gaines. If it's ball 4, it would be the 3rd walk of the inning. That is hit into shallow right. And a really good play by the right fielder, Kristen Geneva. And there's 2 gone. And he came in a long way to get that one. It's going to be up to Marcus Arocho, who walked in the first. Young man from Arecibo, Puerto Rico. And a chance to give the Oaks the lead back here in the home half of the second. That's right down Lucretia for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Straight back foul. Now, I know there's a net there, and there's a window in front of me, but I flinched. No balls and 2 strikes to Marcos. That is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake Winsenreed on deck, hoping to get a crack here in the home half of the second. Runners at second and third. Hoffman at second, Dickey Gonzalez at third, but they're 2 gone. Blowing outside, 2-2. Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Home half of the second. Overcast Friday. That's hit into fair. Oh, that was close. I can't really see the line that well. I thought it may have inched in fair territory there. Well, if that would have been a couple of inches over to the other side, it would have probably knocked in 2 runs.
Yeah, they were both already there.
But we're not doing horseshoes or hand grenades today, so close don't get it.
I'll go get them for you.
I could think of a couple of places. I could use those.
I can't divulge that.
That is hit. And that's going to be out number 3. So the Oaks threaten in the second but don't score. We have played 2 complete here at Conkler with the score Oakland City University 1 and Kentucky Christian 1. You're watching Oakland City University baseball. Brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill in Uptown Huntingburg. GoMightyOaks.com and the Go Mighty Oaks YouTube. That I will do. We're back at Conkler, 1-1 the score as we're going into the top half of inning number 3. Pitchers duel so far, Reed Reinhardt of the Mighty Oaks, Andrew Combs for the Knights.
Shortstop, number 1, Chris Garcia.
9-1-2 for Kentucky Christian. Chris Garcia, the shortstop, will step in. Low and outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Christian Garcia, 324, 33 hits, 102 at bat. 16 runs scored, 2 homers, and 21 runs batted, and that's a strike. Garcia, a senior from Houston, Texas. Foul down the third baseline. Garcia steps back in. High hopper to Simon Gaines at short. Throw to Winston Reed in time. 1 out in the third for Kentucky Christian. As Ty Scott, the left fielder, up, struck out of the first.
Now batting, number 3, Ty Scott.
Ty Scott, a sophomore from Grayson, Kentucky.
Hometown kid.
Hey, it's a hometown. It's the home of Kentucky Christian. That's a strike. 0-1. Ty at 264, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. 1-1 the count. Now, I always had a lot of respect for Kentucky Christian. What they do, the way they do it. Fouled off, and that hit Ollie. Hit his ankle, I'm going to guess. Well, he is a tough dude. Andy Lasher having a few words with him right now. And Oliver has to have a body part coming off before he will leave the field. I'm good. Gets back behind there. Umpire and the catcher have a great relationship when one of them gets dinged. They look out after one another. 1 out here and a 1-2 count to Ty Scott. Close, but a little bit high. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's a high one hopper to Gaines, and that's an infield hit. That stayed up in the air too long for Gaines to have any shot at. That's an infield base hit for Scott. 1 on, 1 out. Garina will step in, bounced out. Pitcher to first his first time. Garina 265 with 3 homers, 23 runs batted in. Reinhardt the stretch. And a pitch. Low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Garina out of LaBelle, Florida. Squared around the butt. Runner's off to second. And is in there. Ty Scott with a stolen base, and that was a strike. That is his 31st stolen base of the year. Yeah, he's pretty good. 1 ball and 1 strike. Scott in scoring position. Curveball outside. A 1-1 ball game right now. McLaughlin tied it up for the Knights in the second with a solo home run. That's hit deep into center. And runner coming to the plate and is going to score. It's a double for Garina Ty Scott scores easily from second base, and it's 2-1 Kentucky Christian here in the top half of the third. Nas went a long way to try to get to that, but couldn't catch up. And Harrison Simpson, one of the better defensive center fielders I've seen this year, steps in. .313 with 7 homers and 25 runs batted in. Nice stop by Oliver Hamilton. Still favoring that foot. That's got to hurt. Harrison Simpson, a sophomore from Lexington, Kentucky. Reinhardt the stretch. And that is hit in the infield. And Simon Gaines will get it. I thought for a minute it was going to be Winsenreed, then Gonzalez, but Simon comes in and takes care of it for the second out. And Eric Odell will come to the plate now. Oh, pardon me. That is Adafua. I messed up my scorebook, so I forgot to look down. He was out 1-4-3 his first time, and he fouls that one off. I have when I'm in a hurry, have about a 40% chance of leaving somebody out. So Adafua was the one that I accidentally did. Adafua, a sophomore from Long Beach, California.
Oh boy.
That's hit well.
Home run.
And that is a 2-run homer. What I get for putting him in the wrong place in my book there is Urena will score in front of him. And it is 4-1 Kentucky Christian here in the final of the 3-game set.
Now batting, first baseman number 42, Eric Odell.
And this is the first time really Kentucky Christian has had something to yell about, and they're kind of whooping it up now as well they should. As Odell 0-for-1 steps in, he fouls that one off. And I haven't said a lot about it because you wondered, we basically played this game at a time and we didn't know exactly when it was going to be played until about 10 o'clock last night. But for this game being placed when it is, and that's a strike. Got a pretty good crowd today. Crowds at Conkler have been good all season long. That is hit into shallow right. And coming in and making the play is Correa. And that's all for Kentucky Christian. But a 2-run homer by Adafua, the DH, makes it a 4-1 ball game now as Ty Scott also scored. So we head to the bottom of the third. It is 4-1 Kentucky Christian. You're watching Oakland City University baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill. Next Raider Wednesday, coming up on Monday, May 11th, it's the baseball team with Gene Mattingly. You're watching GoMightyOaks.com and the Go Mighty Oaks YouTube channel.
The National Christian College Athletic Association is dedicated to keeping Christ at the center of intercollegiate athletics, empowering student athletes and coaches to make a meaningful impact for Christ. Our member schools embody the love of Christ through our game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. With 23 national championship events, we serve 88 member schools across the United States and Canada. The NCCAA, where ring chasing and king chasing converge.
Back at Conkler, heading to the home half of the third. Heart of the lineup coming up for Oakland City. Jake Winson-Reed, the first baseman, Asberger, the center fielder, Eric Correa, the right fielder. For Kentucky Christian, 4 runs, 2 hits, and 3 errors. For Oakland City, 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. That's inside. Combs, 2 innings, 45 pitches, a hit, a run. 1 strikeout, 3 walks, 11 batters faced. Winson-Reed struck out looking his first time. Two balls and no strikes. Strike on the inside corner to Winson-Reed. The senior from McCordsville, Indiana. That's inside. 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Wide, the 3-1 pitch. Foul down the third baseline. It's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Work in the bullpen. Nate Howard, a freshman out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, warming up at the pen for the Oaks. Ball 4, so a leadoff walk to start the third inning. For the third consecutive inning, the Oaks have led off the inning, getting their base runner on. 4th walk of the ball game for Andrew Combs. And Nas Bergen hit his 16th home run of the season in Game 1 yesterday. That is a single-season home run record, and he is an outstanding, nice young man from Curacao. Certainly going to miss him. Also plays a pretty doggone good center field. Throw back to first base, and Winson-Reed is back in time. Just misses there. 1 ball, no strikes. Between Mr. Henshaw and Mr. Host, I'm taken care of here. This is good. Magically, when it got X hot, the fan just came out. Throw back over to first, and Winson-Reed. Yeah, by osmosis. I'm impressed. Nas at the plate. Fastball outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 4-1 the score. Kentucky Christian. This is their first lead of the series. Oakland City's taken the first 2. 12-1 and 8 in Game 1 and 1-0 in Game 2. That's low and inside. 3-0. Pitch total for Combs has been a little higher than they would like, I would believe. 51 pitches right now. They're only in the bottom half of the third. Strike on the outside corner, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now it's at 298. 45 hits, 151 at bats, 29 runs scored, 16 homers, 45 runs batted in. That swung on and missed. And it is 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. And Nas stays alive, fouls that one off. It's 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Stretch and a 3-2 by Combs, and that's ball 4. So back-to-back walks to start the home half of the third inning. That's 5 walks for Andrew Combs, and we'll bring up Correa, the right fielder. Reached on an air and brought the Oaks' only run of the game in when Simon Gaines scored in the first inning. Eric at 336, 7 homers, 42 runs batted, and that is way high. And Josh Wright climbed the ladder in order to hold on to that one and stop the Oaks from advancing at least 1 base each, respectively. Correa, a junior from Carolina, Puerto Rico. Off speed, high and outside. 2-0. 2 balls. It also puts the tying run at the plate. They have a little bit of a conference. And not going to say that you think it's going to happen necessarily, but Correa does have some punch with 7 taters on the year. Oakland City as a team has hit 61 home runs this year. Left-handed hitting Correa at the plate. High and outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
Visits per game. He's really, he's supposed to report it, but I don't really have to track him.
Strike. 3-1. The only problem for Combs has been his inability to hit the strike zone. 5 walks already. Started off the last 2 innings with back-to-back walks. Dodged the bullet in the second. But he will walk Correa. 6 walks for Combs. Correa is at first base. Nas Bergen goes to second base. And going to third base is Winsenreed. That's going to bring up Oliver Hamilton, who is battling it out with a bum anklet. Was hit by a pitch the last inning. But Ollie's come up with some big crucial hits for Oakland City. And that hit, he didn't hit that. The ball hit his bat. But that's a foul. He flinched, and when it hit the bat, and he's 0-1. Nobody out, the bases loaded here in the home half of the third. Hamilton at the plate, 0 for 1, flew out to Ty Scott in left field to end the first. Is that fair? That's a fair ball. And it knocks in 2, and it's 4-3. So Oliver Hamilton right down the right field line as Winsenreed scores from third base. Nas Bergen scores from second base. Correa on the move, gets all the way to third base. We got him on the corners, and still nobody out here in the third, and it is 4-3. Dickey Gonzalez up. And a chance, well, the Oaks are already closer. They turned a 4-1 game into a 4-3 game. There's still nobody out. And runners on the corners. Dickey walked his first time, made it as far as third base. Those walks will hurt you. Strike on the outside corner. Gonzalez, 269, 39 hits, 146 at bats, 32 runs scored, 8 homers, and 35 runs batted in. That is going to be airmailed, and it is going to be a tie ball game, and the throw to third is not in time. So Correa scores on the air, and Hamilton moves all the way to third base. We have a runner for Ollie there. One thing I should have done. That is Satterfield, thank you, that's running for Hamilton. As that'll tie the ball game up. And you got Satterfield running for Hamilton all the way at third, and he's the lead run at third. And you know what? There's still nobody out. This has been a pretty fair rally here in the home half of the third. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. The count to Gonzalez. Stepping back in. Dickey does every great defensive second baseman. 269 is batting average, and that is outside. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. Whole bunch of room for Dickey in right center. That is fouled out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Oaks have got off the canvas. 3 runs at the top of the inning for Kentucky Christian. Oakland City has answered with 3 runs in the bottom of the third. That's off the third baseman into left field. And the Oaks have taken the lead. As Gonzalez is on at first, Satterfield running for Hamilton scores. That is a base hit officially. I would agree with that. It was a hard hit ball to third. And Charlie Hoffman steps in. The Oaks have now scored 4 in the inning and have taken a 5-4 lead as Charlie Hoffman was one of the guys that homered in that 5-homer game in Game 1 yesterday. He's in the top, bottom half of the third, and that's going to bring a conference to the mound. And I tell you, this is one of those cautious tales. One of the top rules in baseball is don't give those freebies out. And the inning started out with Jake Winsenreed and Nas Bergen and Eric Correa all being walked, and all 3 of those runners have scored, as has Satterfield running for Oliver Hamilton. So Dickey Gonzalez is on. The day is over for Combs. And the new pitcher is 99, Ryan Farr. Ryan Farr is a sophomore from Adairsville, Georgia. So Farr, the new pitcher, he is 2-1 with a 5.72 ERA. 14th appearance, he has 3 saves, 28 in the third innings, 29 hits, 20 runs, 18 of them earned, struck out 30, walked 13, 7 doubles, no triples, no homers, 106 at bats, the opposition hitting 274 against him. He has had 1 wild pitch and 7 hit batters. Combs, 2 innings, 70 pitches, only 3 hits but 5 runs. 4 of them have been earned. And the killer, I think, that he would agree to is the 6 walks. 1 strikeout, 6 walks, and 16 batters faced. So the half inning started with Oakland City down 4-1, and they are now up 5-4. The bats outside of game 2 yesterday have been very proficient for Oakland City University. Ryan Farr, once again, is a sophomore out of Adairsville, Georgia, and Adairsville High School. I can tell when it's a big roster. The sheet that I got off the internet for the Knights is 4 pages long. I want to know how many trees I kill for those broadcasts. And I tell you what, the SIDs in the River State Conference do a pretty doggone good job. I'm kind of prejudiced with ours. He sits beside me for a lot of time during the school year as Hoffman steps in. Charlie walked in the second. Charlie at 380, 2 homers and 20 runs batted in. 2 balls and no strikes the count. That's hit to third. It's bobbled. The throw to second for 1. The throw to first not in time. So it's fielder's choice. 5-4. Punches out Dickey Gonzalez at second. Charlie Hoffman's on at first. And that is the first out of the third inning. As Bryce Humphrey sacrificed his first time is up. Bryce, when you can have a 352 hitter in the 9 hole, that's pretty spectacular. And that's what Humphrey is. Throw back, and in at first base is Hoffman. 25 hits, 71 at bats, 28 runs scored, 3 homers, 24 runs batted in, and that pitch was a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Runner goes. Won't be a throw. So Hoffman now in scoring position. He is 8 of 9 stolen bases now for Oakland City. A base hit could well plate him. Pretty good lead for Charlie at second base. Foul down the third baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes. From the stretch. That's low. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oliver Hamilton, the big hit. Knocking in 2. In the 5.5 hole. It's knocked down, but beating it out at first base is Humphrey. Going to give credit to Garcia, the Knight shortstop, for going in the hole and making a nice play, and it was closer than I anticipated it would be. As Humphrey is at first base, at second base is Hoffman, the 8th batter of the third inning. Simon Gaines steps in. Base hit his first time. Was knocked home when Correa reached on an air. Hit into left. And at the fence, it is Ty Scott making the play. So 2 on, 2 out. Marcus Arocha walked in the first, flew out to center field, and Harrison Simpson in the second. So the Oaks bat around here in the third, and they're up 5-4. A base hit here could give them a little cushion. Misses in tight. 1 ball and no strikes. But I said this a number of times yesterday. I'm very impressed by this Knights club of Kentucky Christian. They've worked their tails off, and they've become a very, very good baseball team. Foul down the third baseline. 1 ball and 1 strike. God, I hope you got him, David. No, I still got 2. Blowing outside. I've got enough pets as it is without taking my pet flies back. Two balls, 1 strike to Orocho. Wins and Reed on deck. Foul territory. Odell makes a pretty nice play there. Goes a long way. And that's all for the Oaks. But they bat around in the third inning. And they come up with a 4 spot and take a 4-1 deficit and make it a 5-4 lead. We'll take a break. You are watching Oakland City University baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill in Uptown Huntingburg. GoMightyOaks.com and the Go Mighty Oaks YouTube channel. Back in Conkler, heading to the 4th inning, 5, 6, and 7 up in the order. As Jaron McLaughlin, who homered in his first appearance, will step in. 2 homers, as Adafu also homered for the Knights. Already heading into inning number 4. That is a strike. Reinhardt, 3 innings, 48 pitches, 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 earns, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 14 batters faced. That is into right field, and that's a base hit. McLaughlin is 2 for 2. Of course, the contest brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill in Uptown Huntingburg. We'll have 3 Raider Wednesdays, but 2 of them will be on Monday. Monday, May 11th, Gene Mattingly and the Southridge baseball team. Then the women's track team on Wednesday the 13th. Coach Denyu and the women's team in at the strike. And then on Monday the 18th, it's Anthony Spinner and the men's track team. That's on Raider Wednesday, which is sometime on Monday, which is also the time that Mighty Oaks Monday is on. That's a strike. I'm hoping we have an opportunity to have one of those after a successful run in the River State Conference tournament. That's outside. Of course, we thank John Songer and the Gaslight for their extreme backing of Oakland City University Athletics, for being the title sponsor for all of our broadcast. Wright fouls that one off. He's 0 for 1. One ball and 2 strikes. Reinhardt to pitch. That's hit to Winsen Reed. He'll stomp on the bag for the first down. McLaughlin moves his way down to second. Line score in the game: 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors for Oakland City. 4 runs, 5 hits, and 4 errors for Kentucky Christian University. Austin Markwell, the second baseman, is 0 for 1. Flew out to Correa in right field in the second. Strike on the outside corner. It's 0 and 1. Austin Markwell, a senior from Versailles, Kentucky, at Woodford County High School, 5 feet 11 inches tall. That's into left center. And that's going to be a base hit, and it's going to be a tie ball game. Markwell with a base hit. McLaughlin scores easily, and we're tied at 5. So a runner at first base with 1 gone. And Chris Garcia, the number 9 hitter and shortstop, who's 0 for 1, bounced out short to first in the third. Garcia, a senior from Houston, Texas. Foul down the first base line. So Garcia at the plate, 324. 33 hits, 102 at bats, 16 runs scored, 2 homers, 21 runs batted in. This misses low. One ball and 1 strike. 5-5 the score. In the turf, going into second base, will be Markwell. So Markwell at second base. That is his second stolen base of the year. 74 stolen bases total for the Knights this year. 1 out, a runner in scoring position as the Knights try to grab the lead here in the top half of the 4th. That's punched into right field. That's a base hit. Markwell has to put on the brakes at third as Hamilton has that throw backed up, which is a good thing. Markwell doesn't score, but it does allow Garcia to go to second on the throw. And that's going to bring a conference to the bump. And we'll see if that's all for Reinhardt today. And it looks like it is. Reinhardt, 3 in the third inning, 61 pitches, 7 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 18 batters faced. Reinhardt is responsible for the responsible for the 2 runners as the new pitcher for Oakland City is Nate Howard, a freshman out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. So we'll give you the stats on Mr. Howard. He is 3-1 with a 3.16 earned run average. His 11th appearance. He has 3 starts, 25 2/3 innings, 23 hits, 10 runs, 9 earned runs. Struck out 23, walked 9, 7 doubles, no triples, 1 homer. A 240 batting average against. 5 wild pitches and 4 hit batters. The second pitcher of the day for Oakland City. As Reinhardt's day is done after 3 1/3. But Oakland City, if they need them today, have a preponderance of their pitching available. They have not had to go to the pen except one time in the 9th yesterday, and DeGracia ended up getting the save in that contest. Back up to the top of the order, Ty Scott. Struck out of the first, got a base hit, stole a base, and scored in the third. Low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. 61 pitches for Reinhardt in his 3 1/3 activity today. Swing and a miss. Rusty Gate swing there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Just misses outside. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Scott. 1 for 2 on the day. Sophomore from Grayson, Kentucky. Off-speed pitch misses outside. Scott at 264, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. Foul down the third baseline. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it's hit into right. Correa comes and gets that one, but the run comes to the plate, and they're not going to get him. It was close. Second out of the inning, Austin Markwell scores. And the beat goes on as Kentucky Christian takes a 6-5 lead. Garina, 1 for 2 and has scored a run, is up now. And that run, of course, will be charged to Reinhardt. And Reinhardt also responsible for Garcia. High and outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Just misses there. Not missing by much, and he's missing outside. 3 balls and no strikes. That's a 4-pitch walk. First walk of the ball game for Howard. Harrison Simpson will stride to the plate, 7th batter of the inning. Walked in the first, popped out to shortstop in the third. He's not missing by much, but he has not hit the zone, I don't think, yet. Stretched by Howard. And the pitch. There we go. That's a strike. That's back. Dickey backhands it, throws to second. And a really good 4-6 fielder's choice to end the inning. But this is turning into a seesaw affair as a couple of runs for the Knights here in the top half of the fourth. They take a 6-5 lead over Oakland City. You are watching Oakland City University Baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill in Uptown Huntingburg. GoMightyOaks.com and the Naismith with it. Cooperstown. We're back. Well, the Oaks batted around in the third, so they're going to start the fourth the same way they did the third with Jake Winsenreed. Winsenreed, Nas Bergen, and Eric Correa. Combs started the game for Kentucky Christian. 2 innings, 70 pitches, 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. 1 strikeout, 6 big walks, 16 batters faced. Fire on in relief, an inning, 13 pitches, 1 hit. So Winsenreed will step in. A lot of congratulations to Oakland City's tennis program. Colin Dixon, the RSC Coach of the Year, and also Andres Perez and Alejo Chilpuk were the number 16 national ranking in doubles. There's a strike. They just go out and they're just flat out really good year after year after year. Low and outside. Winsenreed struck out looking in the first, walked and scored in that big third where Oakland City grabbed the lead at least for a little while, and that's low, 2-1. First 3 batters of the third walked, and Oliver Hamilton knocked in Winsenreed and Bergen. Correa scored on an error. Swing and a miss. And Satterfield, running for Hamilton, scored in that inning. That was knocked in by Dickie Gonzalez. Swing and a miss. That is all for Winsenreed. First strikeout of the ball game for Fire. Second strikeout for Kentucky Christian pitching as Nas Bergen will step in. Outside, 1-0. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, walked and scored. in the third as he was knocked in by Oliver Hamilton. Fouled off. Of course, he does have, with one swing, the capability of tying this ball game up. A new university record of 16 home runs, a single season record for Oakland City University. Hit that one yesterday. That's outside, high and outside. 2-1. One out here in the bottom half of the fourth. Fouled off. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nas from Curacao. And the turf. 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That was a pretty good command of the strike zone. Fire the pitch. Foul over toward the Kentucky Christian dugout. Fouled again. For Kentucky Christian, Combs started with the first 270 pitches, 3 hits, 5 runs, 5 of them earned. The other, and that's all of the runs there. And that's going to be ball 4, and Nas works a walk. Tying runners at first base with 1 out here in the fourth. First walk in the ball game for Fire. 7th walk for Kentucky Christian pitching as Eric Correa reached on an error, bringing a run in the first. Walked and scored on an error in the third. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. That is low. 2 balls and no strikes. High and outside. 3-0. And the thing that ended up putting Oakland City out on front was the fact that in the third, their first 3 batters walked, and all 3 of those ended up scoring, as did Eric Correa and Oliver Hamilton. And that's back-to-back walks. So the second walk of the ball game for Fire, and the 8th walk for Kentucky Christian pitching. Oliver Hamilton stepping up. He's got Oakland City's big base knock. He knocked in 2 in the third. First game of the doubleheader yesterday, the walks killed Kentucky Christian. They had 10 walks and 2 hit batters, and most all of those ended up scoring. It's low to Ollie. Senior from Oakland City, Indiana. Multiple years starter. He's won about every award that a catcher can win in the River States Conference. That's outside. I believe he was up there, 3rd team NCCAA All-American last year. That is high, and that's ball 4. So as Yogi Berra would say, if he were still alive today, It's deja vu all over again. 3 consecutive walks here in the 4th inning for the Oaks.
Running for the Oaks, number 20, Alex Satterfield.
Satterfield running for Hamilton for the 2nd time today. You have Ollie at first, Eric Correa at second base. At third base is Nas Bergen. Dickie Gonzalez is up. Knocked a run in the third. He's been on base both times. He walked in the second, got a base knock in the third, and that is going to bring a conference on the bump. So Fire was doing pretty good, and the wheels came off after striking out Jake Winsenreed to start the 4th. Naz Bergen, Eric Correa, and Oliver Hamilton all walked. There's 1 out, and the bases are loaded. And I don't think that looks like they're not going to pull him yet. But that is the first conference this inning as Dickie Gonzalez steps up. Dickie Gonzalez, Baja, Puerto Rico, a senior. Low outside, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs, pardon me. Wishful thinking. Oh, 2-0. Yeah, 2-0. Dickey at the plate hitting .269. At the strike on the inside corner. 2-1. Well, a wide one here would retie the ball game. Inside, 3-1. So one more wide one would tie the game at 6. 3-1 to Dickie Gonzalez. That's ball 4, and it's 6-6. 4th walk of the inning for Fire. That's the 10th walk of the ball game for Kentucky Christian pitching. Dickie Gonzalez is at first base. Satterfield running for Oliver Hamilton is at second base. Eric Correa is at third base. Nas Bergen scores. It's 6-6. And there's still 1 out and another trip to the mound. That's the second time out. So we are going to have a new pitcher for Kentucky Christian as Fire goes an inning and a third. 39 pitches, 1 hit, 1 run, an earned run, 1 strikeout, 4 walks, 9 batters faced. So they walked 10 in the 12-2 loss of the first game yesterday. And they have walked 10 through only not quite 4 innings. Actually, to be precise, 3 1/3 innings. And as soon as we can see a number, we will pass along who the new pitcher is going to be. Tristan Boyer is the new pitcher. He is a freshman right-hander. He is 1-3 with a 5.16 ERA. 12th appearance. He has started 22 2/3 innings, 31 hits, 15 runs, 13 earned, has struck out 16, walked 15, 4 doubles, no triple, 1 homer, 86 at bats. Opposition is hitting .360 against him with 6 wild pitches and 5 hit batters. We do not have a town of origin. I'll check my secondary roster here, and we don't have it for him either. And I don't remember, I don't have the sheet in front of me, but Boyer did appear yesterday. And you got the number 8 hitter Charlie Hoffman coming up, and as I've said many times, the 8 and 9 guys for the Oaks can stroke the baseball. Charlie Hoffman in the spot coming up at 380 with 2 homers and 20 runs batted in, and Bryce Humphrey in the 9 spot at 352 with 3 homers and 24 runs batted in. So Combs started the game for the Knights. 2 innings, 70 pitches, 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. 1 strikeout, 6 walks, 16 batters faced. Fire an inning in the third, 39 pitches, 1 hit, 1 run, an earned run, striking out 1, walking 4 with 9 batters faced. So the conundrum, like it was in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday, is the walks. As in the 12-2 8-inning win for Oakland City, it was 10 walks for Kentucky Christian, and they also hit 2 batters. Charlie Hoffman's been on base twice today. Walked in the second and a fielder's choice in the third. 6-6 as the Oaks have retied it. They try to retake the lead here. That is inside. 1 ball and no strikes, got away from right just a moment. 6th batter of the Oakland City University 4th inning, and Charlie Hoffman. Time is called. Gaslight Pizza and Grill in Uptown, Huntingburg Pizza by the pound, and so much more. Our sponsor can help you with fundraising for your church, club, group, or sporting team.
Pitch clock violation.
Pitch clock violation, so it's 2-0 to Hoffman.
Pitch clock violation.
We haven't had many of the pitch clock violation there. I think that's the first one this game, isn't it? 2 balls and no strikes. The line, the pitch, that's in the dirt, or turf. Field turf here at Conkler. 3 balls and no strikes. A wide one would give the Oaks the lead. Strike on the inside corner. Not a bad pitch by Boyer. This is a tough situation for a freshman to be put in. 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Hoffman. Strike on the outside corner. 3-2. Payoff pitch is on the way. 1 out here in the 4th. First game yesterday, this would be where we would normally hit a tater. Had 5 of them in that game. That is hit into foul territory. I don't think they're going to get to it. So it stays at 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oakland City pitching. Reinhardt went the first 3 in the third. Howard came on in relief and finished the last 2 outs of the last inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gonzalez at first. Satterfield for Hamilton at second. Correa is at third base. That is ball 4, and the Oaks take the lead 7-6. That is the first walk for Boyer and the 11th walk through 3 1/3 innings for Kentucky Christian pitching. So Humphrey is up now. The bases are still loaded. It is 7-6 Oakland City. Bryce sacrificed to the second, got a base hit in the third. That is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Line scores 7 runs on 4 hits, no errors for Oakland City. 6 runs, 7 hits, and 4 errors for Kentucky Christian. The bases are still full. That's a strike. Bryce Humphrey, a senior from Evansville, also does some pitching. Bryce at .352, 3 homers, 24 runs batted in. That's hit into left field. That's a base hit, and it's going to plate 2. So Bryce of the 9-hole gets a big base knock. It knocks in 2 as Eric Correa scores from third base. Scoring from second base is Satterfield running for Hamilton. Dickey Gonzalez moves down, and it is a 9-6 lead. 9 runs on only 5 hits. That's low and outside. So in the third inning, Kentucky Christian scored 3 and Oakland City added 4. Here in the fourth, Kentucky Christian scored 2 and the Oaks came back with 4. That's low and outside. You're looking for some similarities. The first 5 Oakland City University, the 5 consecutive Oakland City University batters walked after Winsenreed struck out. And now 3 of those have scored. That is outside, or inside, I should say. Pardon me, 4 of those have scored. So 7 of Oakland City's runs can be directly attributed to walks. That's outside, and that's ball 4. And we reload the bases as Simon Gaines walks. Second walk for Boyer. 12th walk for Kentucky Christian pitching. Gaines is at first. Bryce Humphrey at second. Charlie Hoffman is at third. And the Oaks bat around here in the fourth. Marcos can blow it open. It is 9-6 Oaks right now here in the fourth. Inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. Marcos walked to the first, flew out to center field, and Harrison Simpson in the second, out to left field, and Ty Scott in the third, and walked. Is up here in the fourth. Strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. 9 runs on only 5 hits for the Mighty Oaks. 1 in the first, 4 in the third, and 4 in the fourth. He smoked that one by him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marcus Orocho. Two and 2 to count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Marcos got a piece of that one, stays alive. It's 2 and 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Winsenreed is on deck. He started off all this stuff of the 4th inning for Oakland City. That is drilled foul down the third base line. Arocho barreled that one up pretty doggone good there. But trying to blow this game wide open here in the 4th. That's high. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A wide one here would make it 10-6. "12 walks for Kentucky Christian pitching. That's fouled off, and Arocho staying alive in the at-bat. 2 of them by the 3rd pitcher in the ball game, Boyer. I think it hit him. It's one of those things, it's not going to do him any good to say because he would have had the base anyway. Now hopefully Marcos is okay. He's a glue guy on this team. As Andy Lasher's checking with him, they'll see if he's able to stay in the ball game. So Arocho, the 3rd walk for Boyer, the 13th walk for Kentucky Christian pitching. Arocho is at first base. Simon Gaines goes to second base. Bryce Humphrey goes to third base. And Charlie Hoffman scores. And it's 10-6. And that's going to bring another conference on the bump as the wheels have come off here a little bit for the Knights in the home half of the 4th. And so far, we have had 9 Oakland City University athletes bat, and there's only 1 gone. The new pitcher for Kentucky Christian is Dylan Frymoyer. Frymoyer, a sophomore from Miamisburg, Ohio. So once again, Frymoyer is the new pitcher. Frymoyer, a record of 0-0 with a 7.71 ERA. His 4th appearance, he has started 2 games, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, has struck out 4, walked 12, 2 doubles, no triples, no homers, 21 at-bats, opposition hitting 190 against him with 2 wild pitches, 2 hit batters, and 1 balk. Frymoyer, the new pitcher, a sophomore once again out of Miamisburg, Ohio. Boyer's day is done. Does not get an out. 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, no strikeouts, and 4 batters faced. Combs got the start, 2 innings, 70 pitches, 3 hits, 5 runs. 4 of them earned, struck out 1 walk, 16 batters faced, and Farr an inning and a third, 39 pitches, 1 hit, 4 runs, 4 of them earned, 1 strikeout, 4 walks, 9 batters faced, and yes, Boyer, no outs, 23 pitches, 1 hit, 1 run. He's got a lot of people still on. He's got 3 hanging on base right now, so that can go up. And Winsenreed started this inning off, and he will come to the plate here in the home half of the 5th. So far, a 5-run 4th inning for Oakland City. Now 1 in the first, 4 in the 3rd, and 5 in the 4th. They're up 10-6. 10 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Oakland City. 6 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors for Kentucky Christian. Foul tip, strike one. Jake Winsen Reed is senior out of McCordsville, Indiana. That cough you heard, I think one of my pet flies just got swallowed. That's a slow hopper to second base. The throw to first is in time and a run scores. So 4-3 on the out, but that brings a run home as Bryce Humphrey scores. And it is 11-6. Nosbergen with 2 gone has been on base every time. Fielder's choice in the first, walked and scored in the third, and walked and scored here in the fourth. Well, that hit him. And that reloads the bases. You want to give a coach or a manager, gray hairs. 13 walks and a hit batter, and you ain't played 5 yet. 2 hit batters? Whoa, yes.
Marcos just hit.
Yeah, you're right. Marcos was hit. So that makes it a little bit. It's only 12 walks. 12 walks and 2 hit batters. You know, I am not the sharpest stick in the pile, but if you give 14 freebies in a game, your chances to win are going to be decreased mightily. 2 gone here in the 5th. There's a strike. Correa reached on an error, bringing a run in the first, walked and scored in the third, walked and scored in the fourth. That's high. Of the 12 walks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of the 12 walks, 9, and he'll put hit batters in that, 9 will score. What did we just have, a balk? You could add another one to the total. A balk. And that would bring Gaines in. And it's 12-6. Correa at the plate. Arocho is at third base, Nosbergen at second. That's a wild pitch. Head first slide by Arocho. He is in there. He's pretty fast. Good job, Marcos. Arocho scores, and it's 13-6. Runners on the corners. And Hamilton hits that one into center field. Shortstop. Sorry, lost that one. Gets it to the shortstop, and finally the inning is over. As 13 batters come to the plate in the 5th inning for the Oaks. And Oakland City comes up with a big 8-run bottom half of the fourth. And through 4 innings, they lead at 13-6. You're watching Oakland City University Baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill at Uptown Huntingburg, GoMightyOaks.com, and the Go Mighty Oaks YouTube. Back at Conkler, Oakland City 13 runs on only 5 hits, no errors. Kentucky Christian has out-hit Oakland City 7-5, but 6 runs, 7 hits, and 4 errors. But you're talking about walks, 12 of them, 2 hit batters, and you can add 4 errors to that too.
Leading off the top, the fifth designated hitter, number 27, Caleb Atafua.
Atafua hit a 2-run homer in the third, and he'll start off the fifth. That is a strike. Atafua's had a pretty good series. That's fouled. Caleb Atafua, a sophomore from Long Beach, California. Atafua hitting .300 with 5 homers and 24 runs batted in. Gaines gets a short hop, throws it to first. They got him. 6-3 on the out. 1 gone in the fifth.
Now batting number 42,
Eric Odell steps in now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Reinhardt, the first 3 1/3, 61 pitches, 7 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 18 batters faced. Howard, an inning, 16 pitches, no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, and a walk, and 4 batters faced, and that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Eric Odell. A freshman from Brooksville, Florida. Right down Lucretia there for a strike. Curveball, foul straight back. Kentucky Christian coming in with a record of 22-21. 11-9 at home, 7-8 away, 4-4 on neutral fields, and 11-15 in the River States Conference. That's hit to Gaines at short. Fields fires, and that's another 6-3. 2 gone on the fifth. Jaron McLaughlin.
now batting number 12,
He scored twice today. Solo homer in the second to get the Knights on the board. Got a base hit, was knocked in by Austin Markwell in the fourth. McLaughlin, a sophomore from Vegas. And that is out number 2. That's out number 3. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Oakland City. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 4.5 played in the third game of our set here. And the score is Oakland City University 13 and Kentucky Christian 6. You're watching Oakland City University Baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill. GoMightyOaks.com and the Go Mighty Oaks.
The National Christian College Athletic Association is dedicated to keeping Christ at the center of intercollegiate athletics, empowering student athletes and coaches to make a meaningful impact for Christ. Our member schools embody the love of Christ through our game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. With 23 national championship events, we serve 88 member schools across the United States and Canada. The NCCAA, where ring chasing and king chasing converge.
I think we can get it before we're back. We talked all day yesterday about trying to get this one in without being rained on. And from what we understand, we're about 40 minutes from getting precipitation here. We are in the bottom half of the fifth. Dickey Gonzalez at the plate. Dickey walked in the second, got a base hit, knocking a run in the third, and walked and scored in the fourth. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Gonzalez. One of the 13 seniors on this ball club from Toa Baja, Puerto Rico. 2-2. 13 batters came to the plate for the Oaks in the home half of the fourth. That's inside. After a strikeout to start the inning, 5 consecutive walks. Getting a piece of that one's Dickey. And of those 5 consecutive walks, all 5 of them scored. Hit to short. 6-3 on the out. Chris Garcia to Eric Odell. 1 gone in the home half of the fifth. Charlie Hoffman, the DH up. Walked in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the third, and got a base hit, bringing a run in, and scored himself in the fourth. Curveball, backdoor curve is a strike. 1 out. Huffman at 380, 2 homers and 20 runs batted in. That is low. "13 walks in the ball game by Knights pitchers. And to right, that bounces in for a base hit. So Hoffman has been on base every time. Oaks pick up another base hit. That's their 7th base hit as Bryce Humphrey will step in. Sacrifice to the second, base hit in the third. And a base hit, knocked in a run, and scored in that big fourth inning. That 8-run fourth. 1 on, 1 out here in the fifth. Bryce Humphrey sacrificed to the second base hit in the third. Knocked a run in and scored in the fourth. Wild pitch. Hoffman standing at second base. A base hit could make it 14-6. Kentucky Christian with 7 hits, Oakland City with 6. Strike on the inside corner. Here's the stretch by Boyer and the pitch. That's outside. From me by Frymoyer. Frymoyer, the fourth pitcher of the game for Kentucky Christian. That is low. That's another walk. Frymoyer gets his first walk there. 14th walk of the ball game. And we're going to have another walk to the mound. And I'm guessing Coach Stowers is getting tired of that walk. Frymoyer's day's done. 1 inning, 24 pitches, a hit. No runs so far. No strikeouts, 2 walks, and 7 batters faced. And, of course, Frymoyer is responsible for Humphrey at first and Huffman at second. The new pitcher is 18, Carlos Viana. Carlos Viana, a sophomore from Cedra, Puerto Rico. Viana, the new pitcher, and the 5th pitcher of the day for Kentucky Christian. Viana is 0-1 with a 7.94 ERA. 7th appearance. He has a save. 11 1/3 innings pitched, 11 hits, 13 runs, 10 of them earned. Has struck out 7, walked 9. 2 homers and 43 at bats, 256 the batting average against, 3 wild pitches and 3 hit batters, also 2 balks. Combs went the first 2, fire the second inning and a half. Boyer did not get an out. Frymoyer pitched an inning, and Viana is pitcher number 5 of the day for the Knights of Kentucky Christian. We're back up to the top of the order, and Simon Gaines. That is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. First base, Bryce Humphrey. Charlie Hoffman is at second base. That's high. So the new pitcher, Viana, in a little bit of trouble here with the Simon Gaines, sophomore shortstop from Orleans, and that's high. Three balls and no strikes. And a wide one once again would reload the bases. That just hits the outside corner for a strike. Marcus Orocho on deck. The coach of the year has just entered the facility in River State's conference. How'd you guys do today? 4-0. Congratulations. So another win for Colin Dixon, and our men are River State's conference champions. Regular season and playoff. Finals coming up tomorrow. As we're host to that. Championship at 9 at Colin. Is the championship at 9 tomorrow morning? Okay, championship at 9 tomorrow morning. That's high, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. That's high. 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0. Another Widewood would make the extra point good. Would make it 14-6. Strike on the outside corner. 3-1 the count to Simon Gaines. Base hit and scored in the first when Eric Correa reached on the air, flew out to right in the second, to left in the third, walked and scored in the fourth, and he's up again in the fifth. That is going to bring home another run. And it is 14-6. And with 2 gone, Winsen Reed will bat. Be out of the pitch, slow it outside. So runners at first and second. Simon Gaines is on at first base. Fouled off. Bryce Humphrey at second base. Hoffman just scored. That is hit into left center. That is going to be a base hit, a single for Winsen Reed, and a run knocked in as Humphrey will score. And Gaines matriculates himself to third base.
Now batting, number 24,
Nas Bergen will step up. The cleanup hitter is on and batting for the 5th time in the 5th inning. That's pretty good offense. That's a strike. Nas, fielder's choice in the first, walked and scored in the third, walked and scored in the fourth, and was hit by a pitch in the fourth, and he's up again in the 5th. Foul down the first base line. This is the 7th batter of the 5th inning for the Mighty Oaks. Swing and a miss. That was a good pitch. As Nas strikes out. Viana with his first strikeout of the game, and that's all for the Oaks. But the beat goes on. They had 2 more of the 5th. We have played 5, and the score is Oakland City University 15, Kentucky Christian 6. You're watching Oakland City University baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill in Huntingburg on GoMightyOaks.com and the Go Mighty Oaks. Okay. We're back. Howard back on the bump for Oakland City. Got the Knights down 1-2-3 in the 5th. Howard 1 2/3 innings, 22 pitches, no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, 1 walk. Reinhardt got the start, 3 1/3 innings, 61 pitches, 7 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, and 18 batters faced. As Josh Wright will step in, the catcher. Fastball misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Wright is 0 for 2. Popped out to Dickie Gonzalez at second in the 2nd. Bounced out to Winsenreed unassisted in the 4th. Outside with the fastball. Two balls and no strikes. Lead is at 9, 15-6. This misses outside. It's 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Right down Lucretia there for a strike. Three-one. Head into foul territory. Winsenreed draws a beat on it and makes the play. 1 out in the 6th. Austin Markwell flew out to Correa in right field in the 2nd. Got a base hit, knocked a run in, stole a base, and scored in the 4th. The number 8 hitter and the night attack. That is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Right now, this is Nate Howard's ball game. Blow it outside. Two balls, no strikes. Right down. We'll take it down Franklin this time. 3-1. Howard, a freshman from Bowling Green, Kentucky. At the strike, it's 3-2. Wide, the 3-2 pitch. That's ball 3. And now it's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Head into right center field. And that's the center fielder, Nas Bergen, making the play. 2 up and 2 down in the 6th inning for Kentucky Christian.
Now batting number 1, Chris Garcia.
Chris Garcia, the shortstop, 1 for 2. Bounced out, gains to Winsenreed, short to first in the 3rd, and got a base hit in the 4th. Curveball's a strike. Garcia, 324 with 2 homers, 21 runs batted in. And that's a strike. Garcia, senior from Houston, Texas. Howard trying to put down the Knights 1-2-3 in the 6th. That's high. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball misses. 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wide, here comes the 2-2. Rustigate swing, strike 3, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Kentucky Christian. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. 5.5 played in the 3rd game of our set. And it's Oakland City up over Kentucky Christian 15-6. You're watching Oakland City University Baseball, brought to you by the Gaslight Pizza and Grill and GoMightyOaks.com. And the back at Conkler, and on the bump, Carlos Viana, the sophomore from Cedro, Puerto Rico. 2/3 of an inning, 17 pitches, 1 hit, no runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 4 batters faced. He is the 5th pitcher of the ball game for the Knights, as Correa will step in to start off this home half of the 6th. Correa reached on an error, bringing a run in the 1st. Walked and scored in the 3rd. Walked and scored in the 4th. And another base hit in the 4th. Correa's got pop. That's going to miss. 2 balls and no strikes the count to Correa. Strike on the inside corner. We're in the 6th inning, and Correa, the 5th hitter in the order, is coming up for the 5th time in the 6th inning. That's low, and it's 3-1. It is a 9-run advantage If they can scratch another run across, they can get it in to run rural territory, but you gotta go 7, and we're in the 6th. Fouled off. But if they would get that here, the Knights would have to score in the top of the 7th. And it's getting to be a little more cloudy all the time. That hit him. So a base runner to start the inning. 15 walks and 3 hit batters.
Number 23, Oliver Hamilton.
So Hamilton steps in. You got 15 walks, 3 hit batters. That's 18. You add 4 errors to the total.
Only one of those reached miss on it, though.
That's 22 free gifts today. Line score 15 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Oakland City. 6 runs, 7 hits, and 4 errors for Kentucky Christian. Swing and a miss, foul tip. Ollie flew out to left field in the first, knocked in 2 and scored in the third. Walked and scored